Stitch by stitch, everything can be mended. La. Midnight sewing in the lamplight warm, mending what the daylight left unworn. Every stitch a small act of repair, clarinet needle through the air. Grandmother would sew through the midnight hour, every stitch an exercise of power over time and fraying and the worn, over everything that life had torn. There is meditation in the stitch, the repetition finding its own niche in the part of me that needs the slow of the needle and the thread and the row. Midnight sewing, mending what was torn, everything that life has left unworn can be stitched back into something whole. Needle, thread, and music for the soul. Tick, tick, ee-da-da-dee, tick-da-ee-dum. My grandmother taught me this, that everything that tears can be mended. It takes time and the right thread and a steady hand and maybe some music and the midnight when the world is quiet enough to hear the needle finding its way through. Every seam a line of what was lost, every patch accounting of the cost of the living that has worn us through. Midnight sewing, making something new. Clarinet is weaving through the dark, following the needle's smallest mark, playing what the sewing cannot say, that the mending is itself the way. Final stitch at nearly 4 a.m., holding up the mended thing and then seeing in the lamplight what is done, how the torn thing now is whole as one. Midnight sewing, the finished thread is cut, every torn and ragged thing is shut into something mended, whole and new. Midnight sewing taught me this was true. Last stitch made, nothing frayed. Ooh, needle still, midnight skill. Tick, 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 da-da-dum. Stitch by stitch. Script. Pling. Pling. Pling da da, pling da, pling dum. Dum dum dum. the truth comes out. Midnight is the hour of the real, when the daylight masks beg. Shine, shine, shine the shine, the shine, shine dum, da da dum, da dum, dum 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 dum. 1, 2, I always lose count. La. Counting stars through the midnight window, everything the universe can show to a girl who cannot fall asleep and gives the night her promises to keep. Every star a question mark above, every constellation drawn in love by whoever first looked up and said that the stars would guide them when ahead. Harp is counting what I cannot count, every star above the full amount of the questions that the midnight brings when the universe is wondering things. Star by star the midnight fills with light. Harp and I are counting through the night. Everyone a universe complete, every star making the count more sweet. Shine the shine, the shine, shine dum. 47, 48. No wait, I lost it again. It doesn't matter. The counting isn't really the point. The point is just looking up. Shine. La, 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 la. Somewhere in the 100 billion stars, there is one that knows exactly ours. Every story, every midnight kept, every tear and every hour we wept. Harp has found the star it always plays, the one that stays through all the darkest days, ringing with a frequency so pure that midnight becomes something to endure. Losing count again at 92, every star beginning to blur through the sleepiness that counting always brings when the harp is playing starlight things. Stars still shining now, my eyes are done. Harp will count them till the morning sun takes the stars away until tonight, when I will count them back into the light. Stars blur soft, counting lost. Harp counts on till the dawn. Shine, shine. Dun 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 dun. 1, 2. I always lose count. Click, clink, pling, pling. Da da dum da dum da dum 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 dum. Couldn't sleep again, so here I am. Midnight kitchen, just the hum and I. Refrigerator light, the only sky. Cup of something warm between my hands. Midnight kitchen always understands. There is something sacred in this room at 3 a.m. beyond the usual gloom. Kitchen holding everything that feeds, not just hunger but the deeper needs. Piano playing for the sleepless one who has crept downstairs before the sun, to find the comfort of the kitchen's hum and the warmth of something cold undone. Midnight kitchen, you have held me long through the 3 a.m. and all things wrong that feel more manageable with tea and the piano playing just for me. Pling da pling da pling pling dum. You know what I love about the midnight kitchen? Nobody needs anything from you here. No performance required. No version of yourself to maintain. Just you and the cup and the quiet hum of the refrigerator that has been humming since before your trouble started and will keep humming after. Pling. Second cup and something starts to ease. The tightness of the day begins to cease. Midnight kitchen doing what it does, giving back the quiet that life was. Every house is this particular room where the midnight drives away the gloom. Not with noise or brightness, but with still the kitchen hum that only midnight fills. By the time the cup is cold again and the kitchen has absorbed the pain of whatever brought me here tonight, everything feels slightly more alright. Midnight kitchen, now I'm going back up the stairs and through the sleeping black of the house that holds me through the night. Midnight kitchen gave me back my light. Kitchen warm after storm. La la la, cup set down. Midnight crown. Cluck, clink, clink. Midnight and the diary open wide. Everything I felt but kept inside, finding its way onto the page tonight. Violin giving courage to write. There are things that only diaries know, the places that the daylight cannot go, where the heart keeps everything it hides, everything that only midnight guides. Find it moving faster than a lyrical violin meets midnight confession. Warm lamplight, vintage recording, feel. Da-da-dum-dum-dum-dum. Dum-dum. Da-da-dum-dum-dum-dum-dum. I have been waiting since before midnight for exactly this moment. for the dawn to finally come, counting down the hours one by one. Every midnight hour a gift and weight of the woman learning how to wait. There are things that only waiting teaches, things the daylight never fully reaches. In the patience of the pre-dawn hour, waiting is its own particular power. A cello understands the art of still, the holding of the breath against the will, to rush to what comes next before its time. Midnight teaching patience through its rhyme, waiting for the dawn with open hands, trusting what the midnight understands, that everything arrives in its own way, even the most longed for break of day. I used to fight the waiting, I used to fill the hours with noise, anything to not feel the waiting. But tonight, I just let it be. The midnight and the dark and the not yet, and something in the not yet is the most beautiful thing I've ever sat with. The almost, the about to be, the breath before. La, la, la. La, 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 la. La, 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 la. Pink is at the very edge of east, the darkness offering its midnight feast. One last time before it gives the sky back to the morning and the reason why. Cello singing what the dawn will bring, the particular and unrepeatable thing of this exact morning, breaking through everything the night prepared me to. I can see the light beginning now, at the edge of everything, and how the waiting was the gift all along. The midnight and the pre-dawn were the song. Here comes, the light is coming. Everything the night preserved in dark is now delivered to the morning spark of something new and utterly alive. Everything I waited for arrives. Dawn is breaking, I have waited well. Everything the midnight had to tell was worth the sitting in the dark until the morning came to finally fulfill the promise that the midnight always keeps, that after every dark, the light comes. Dawn arrives. Music thrives. Waited well, night to tell. Dum, 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 dum. Dum. Tim, tim, tum, tap. Da-da-dum, tap, dum, da-dum, dum, 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 dum. The first line is always the hardest and the truest. La. Midnight poet at the typewriter, every word a small particular fire that only burns when darkness gives the page the permission of its unrepeatable stage. Words that hide from daylight find their way through the typewriter at end of day into lines I never knew I had. Every midnight poem slightly mad. Poetry, the art of saying more with fewer words than ever said before. Midnight giving every syllable the weight to make it beautiful. Midnight poetry, come through me now. Every word arriving I don't know how, from the place where all the true things live, in the dark that only midnight gives. Bling bling, da bling bling dum, da 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 dum dum. The night is not the absence of the day. It is the day's most honest self, stripped of its requirements, walking barefoot through its own house. At midnight, when no one is watching, the night writes poems in the dark that the morning publishes as dawn. Da-da-dum. 3 pages in and something has arrived. The poem and the poet have survived the blank page and its particular dread. Every midnight poem better than what's said. Piano playing what the words express in the language that is music's best complement to what the typewriter knows, that the midnight poem always flows. Final line and carriage return done. Everything the poem had begun with the first uncertain midnight word is now complete and finally heard. Midnight poem, you are finished now. Everything you said, I don't know how, came from somewhere in the dark inside, where the truest words have always tried to hide. Last line done. La poem 1. Ooh, typewriter still. Midnight quill. Ching. Tap 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 tap. Ta da dum. Tap 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 tap. Pling. Creak, creak, creak. Tap. Ee-da-da-ee-da-ee-da-dum. Dum-da-bling-da-bling-dum. Dum-dum-dum. Again. One more time. La. Midnight ballet studio alone. Every movement practiced to the bone. No audience, no mirror, but the dark. Every arabesque a midnight mark. Violin, the partner of the night, playing what the teacher said was right. But midnight gives the dancing something more. The freedom that the daylight kept in store. And point at midnight, nobody watches. None of the approval or the catches of the public. gives the truest kind of chance. Midnight ballet, move for no one here. Every step more honest and more clear than the performance given in the light. Ballet finds its soul at midnight. My teacher always said, dance as if no one is watching. But the truth is, the best dancing happens when you genuinely believe that no one is. At midnight, in this empty studio, I finally understand what she meant. Every movement only for the movement, every turn only for the turning. Pirouette through midnight's open space. Every rotation finding its own grace. Not the practiced grace of being seen, but the honest grace of in between. Piano catching what the violin begins. Every musical phrase the dancing wins. From the silence that the studio keeps, in the hours that the daylight sleeps. Last position held in the midnight air, arms extended to the nothing there. That is everything when dancing true. Midnight ballet, I was made for you. Midnight ballet, final bow alone. Everything the body ever known of the movement and the music here is most beautiful when midnight's near. Final bow. Midnight vow. La la la, studio still. Dance fulfilled. Creep, creep, creep. Tap. Whir, clunk and whir. Shine, shine. Da-da-dum, da-dum. Dum, 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 dum. There. Right there. Midnight astronomer at the telescope. Every star a universe of hope. That something never named is waiting here in the midnight sky, impossibly clear. Coordinates recorded, pencil moving. Every observation slowly proving that the universe has more to say than any single midnight or full day. Women charted stars before they knew that women were the ones allowed to do the mathematics of the midnight sky. Midnight astronomers asking why. Midnight sky, reveal your secrets now to the one who's learning how to read the language written up above. rhythm. I think I found something new tonight, a pattern in the data I haven't seen before. It might be nothing, it might be everything. This is why I come here every midnight, for the might be everything. The universe is so much larger than our willingness to look at it. But when you look, really look, at midnight, through a telescope, it looks back. Nebulae recording on the screen, everything between what is and been, in the universe expanding still. Every midnight astronomer athrill, harp is mapping constellations now. Every note a star I don't know how to name, but know by sight and frequency. The midnight sky belonging only to me. Closing up the telescope at 5, everything discovered still alive in the notebooks that will tell the story of the midnight and its particular glory. Midnight sky, the dome is closing now, but everything you showed me, I know how to carry in the daylight as my own. The midnight astronomer comes home. Dome closes, sky reposes, stars remain, come again, whir, clunk, shine. Dun, 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 dun. Da, 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 dun, dun. Bread needs time, like everything worth having. La. Midnight bakery and the oven warm, everything prepared before the storm of morning when the hungry world arrives. Midnight baker keeping how love thrives. Kneading dough at 2 a.m. alone. Every fold a care that I have known, since my mother showed me how the bread is made with hands in love and what is said. Accordion understands the baker's art. The bell is breathing like a baker's heart. In and out the air moves through the night, making music and the dough feel right. Midnight baker, need the love inside. Every loaf a place where care can hide, in the warmth that only bread can hold. Midnight baking more than worth its gold. Wee da wee da 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 wee da 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 wee dum. My grandmother said, you put yourself into the bread, your mood, your care, your patience. People can taste the difference between bread made with hurry and and bread made with midnight, and music, and love that has nowhere else to be but here, in the dough, at 2 in the morning. Loaves are rising slowly in the pan, everything progressing as it can, only in the time that bread requires, not the human time, but those desires. Oven singing its particular song of the heat that bread is needed long. Accordion, the baker's midnight friend, playing from the beginning to the end, sliding lows into the midnight heat. Everything about this feels complete. The oven and the accordion agree that midnight baking sets the baker free. Midnight bread is rising in the dark, every loaf a small but steady spark of the love that stays through every night. Morning will arrive to golden light. Bread rises, oven prizes, la 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 la, dough and care, midnight air. Da 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 da. Flip, flip. Scratch. Fui, fui da da, fui da, fui da dum. Pling da, pling da, pling dum, dum dum dum. Some words have no translation, so you have to become them. Midnight translator and the dictionary, every word a small sanctuary of meaning hiding in another tongue. Every translation quietly begun, Portuguese to English in the night. Every nuance holding its own light that shifts when crossing from one world to next. The translator, the servant of the text. There are words that have no counterpart, saudade living only in the heart of Portuguese and those who feel its weight. Some words the midnight helps to translate. Midnight translation, find the word for me that carries everything across the sea of language into heart. Translation is the most invisible art. Fui da fui, pling da fui, pling da da fui, pling dum. Saudade, mono nowhere, hiraeth, senzote. All of them mean the same thing, the ache of loving something that is not quite here, or not quite now, or not quite yours. Every language has a word for it, because every human feels it at midnight. Fui. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. Page by page, the foreign world becomes a world translated into what succumbs to English but retains its foreign soul. Translation making something strangely whole. Piano playing what no word can say in any language at the end of day. the universal underneath the tongue, the note that every language has begun. Final sentence of the midnight chapter, everything that followed and came after. The first uncertain word I set to page is now translated into every age. Midnight translation chapter done tonight. Every foreign word now set to write in the language that will carry it to the readers who will make it fit their own midnight, their own untranslatable word. La, words translate. La, never late. Ooh, language sings. Everything flip, 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 scratch. Pling. The clay doesn't lie, neither does midnight. La, midnight pottery wheel spinning slow, hands finding the shape the clay will go into if I listen and don't force. Midnight teaching me to trust the course. Cello and the wheel share the same truth, that the most beautiful things need proof of patience and of pressure rightly placed. Nothing in the clay should ever be rushed or raced. Bowl emerging from the spinning dark, every curve a midnight watermark of what my hands knew before my mind. The clay revealing what I need to find. Midnight pottery, spin me something true from the earth and water and the dew of whatever midnight brings to hands that know the clay before it understands. Da-dum, da-dum, dum, 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 dum. There is a conversation that happens between the hands and the clay at midnight, when the thinking mind is finally tired and the hands just know what they know. The bowl finds itself through the hands, not the other way around. The best things I have ever made were made at midnight, when I stopped trying and just spun. Walls of the bowl rising in my hands, everything the midnight understands about the hollow that a vessel needs to hold whatever love or living feeds. Cello playing what the clay becomes when the spinning and the silence numbs the overthinking into something pure. Midnight pottery, its own cure. Lifting hands away from what is made, the spinning slowing into the grade of stillness and the finished midnight form. A bowl made in the dark before the storm. Midnight pottery, the bowl is done, shaped in darkness, finished before the sun. Every curve exactly as the clay, and the midnight and my hands would say, clay is still. ship on the horizon. I see you, lighthouse keeper at the midnight watch. Every passing ship a careful notch in the log that keeps the sea's account of the vessels and their final count. Turning of the light above my head, every revolution keeping dread away from those who sail the midnight sea. The lighthouse keeper standing faithfully, violin the voice of the beam of light, trumpet speaking for the ships at night, both of them the language of the keeper, standing at the edge between the deeper. Midnight lighthouse, turn your light for me and for everyone who sails the sea. In the darkness trusting there is one who keeps the watch until the morning sun. Three ships tonight. The first passed at 11:40, the second at 1:15, and this one now, making good time. I always wonder where they're going, what cargo they carry, what people, what stories. The sea knows, the lighthouse knows, the keeper knows. We keep the watch so the stories arrive safely. Dawn patrol will come to take my place, but the midnight watch has its own grace. The hours between the dark and gray are mine to hold the sea at bay. Every ship that passes in my light carries someone's morning through the night. Lighthouse keeper holding up the flame, so the morning and the ship the same. Last entry in the midnight log complete, every ship accounted and the fleet of stars above beginning to retire. Lighthouse keeping its eternal fire. Midnight lighthouse, morning watch begins. Someone else will tend the light that wins against the dark for all the ships at sea. But midnight was the keeper's gift to me. La, ship sail home. La, lighthouse stone. Ooh, beam sweeps round, safe and sound. Midnight midwife at the bedside stands, holding life between her careful hands. Every birth a universe begun, every midnight welcoming the sun. Harp, the music of the new arrived, every note a life that has survived the crossing from the dark into the light of the world that waited through the night. Midwife knowing what the midnight knows, that the most important river flows between two worlds at the edge of breath, the space between the life and before death. Midnight birth, the most miraculous thing that the darkest hour has left to bring into the world that needed one more soul. Midnight midwife, making something whole. Shine the shine the shine the shine In 20 years of midnight births, I have never once gotten used to this moment. The breath before the first breath, the silence before the cry, the whole universe holding still for one singular person, making their entrance at midnight, when the world is most itself, most honest, most open. Welcome. Shine. First cry, and the midnight fills with light that has nothing to do with day or night, but with the particular illumination of a new soul's midnight invitation. Shallow play in what the mother feels in the moment when the midnight heals everything the labor was about in the cry that finally came out, wrapping the new life in midnight warm. Everything before and after the storm of the birth that happened here tonight is now sleeping in its first midnight light. Midnight birth, now mother baby sleep. Everything the midnight helped to keep safe through all the hours of the dark is now breathing with its own midnight spark. New life breathes. Ooh, midnight weaves. La la la. First breath taken, world awaken, shine. Dap dap da 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 da. Da 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 da. Creek. Tap tap tap. Grind, grind, grind. Drip, drip, drip. Twang, twang, da da, twang, da twang, da dum, da da dum, da dum, dum dum dum. The stroke begins before the brush touches. La. Midnight calligraphy, brush in hand, every character a reprimand to the hurried world that writes too fast. every stroke a thing that's meant to last. Ink prepared with patience and with care, something of the midnight in the air that settles into every careful line, the calligrapher reading every sign. Koto understanding what the brush cannot express without the midnight hush that holds the hand before it makes its mark. Calligraphy is born inside the dark. Midnight calligraphy right for me. Every character a history of the hand that learned to hold the brush in the sacred midnight's holy hush. Twang, da twang, da twang, twang down. Twang, da twang, da twang, twang down. My teacher said, every character contains a universe. The stroke from top to bottom is the journey from heaven to earth. The stroke from left to right is time moving forward. Every character is a map of the world, written in a single breath. At midnight, when the hand knows more than the mind. Twang. Character by character, the page fills with what the midnight and the age of practice has delivered to the hand. Everything the brush helps understand. Koto playing what the ink reveals. When the stroke is honest and it heals the gap between intention and the art. Midnight calligraphy from the heart. Last stroke placed upon the midnight page. Everything accumulated from the age of learning settles into this one line. The calligrapher and midnight both align. Midnight calligraphy, the page complete. Every character a heartbeat of the art that only midnight brings when the brush and silence share their wings. Ink is dry, brush laid by. Character set, midnight yet. Grind, grind. Drip, drip. Twang. Drip. Dum da da dum. Tap tap click. Da 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 dum dum. Dum 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 dum. Wind from the northwest. Temperature dropping. La. Midnight meteorologist alone. Every instrument speaking in its tone. Of the weather building through the night. Every data point a small delight. Barometer falling since the 10. Everything is building up again to the storm that's coming from the west. Midnight weather never lets me rest. Understanding what the weather's skinned down to its essential honest core is saying at the midnight and before. think weather watching is dry, just numbers and charts and readings. But at midnight, when the barometer falls 3 millibars in an hour, and the wind shifts from west to northwest, and the temperature drops 2 degrees, the sky is writing something in a language older than any human tongue. And I am here at midnight, learning to read it. Storm approaching and the data clear, every reading bringing something near that the midnight and the instruments know about the way the weather has to go. 3 a.m. and everything aligns, and the data showing all the signs of the front that's moving through by dawn. Midnight weather carrying it on. Final observation logged at 5. Everything the midnight kept alive in the data is now understood. The midnight weather doing what it should. Midnight weather, now the storm arrives. Everything the data point derives from the hours I have kept the watches. The midnight weather's finest notch. La storm is near, la data clear. Ooh, barometer, midnight stir, tap, 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 click. Da-da-da-dum, da-da-da-dum. Squeak, squeak, squeak. Thump, thump, thump. Shh. Da-da-dee-da-dee-da-dum. Pling, da-dum-da-dum, pling, dum-dum-dum. Every book returns eventually. So does everyone. La. Midnight librarian returns the last books that held the stories of the past to their places on the waiting shelf. Library breathing quietly to itself. Every spine a world that someone read, every title something someone said to themselves in choosing what to take. Every checkout made for someone's sake. Clarinet, the voice of midnight shelves, playing what the library itself would say if books could speak at closing time about the stories and their midnight rhyme. Midnight library, I tend you well. Every book returned to where they dwell, among the others waiting to be found by the next reader, making their midnight round. Dee-da-ee, pling, da-ee, pling, da-da-ee, plingy, pling, dum. Sometimes I stop at one particular book, one that has been checked out 47 times. The spine worn soft, the pages slightly warped from 47 pairs of hands. And I wonder, who were they? What did this book give them that they needed enough to choose it? 47 times. The library knows, but libraries keep their secrets, the same as midnight does. Da-da-ee. Catalog updated, cart put away, everything prepared for the next day of readers and their particular needs. The midnight library planting its seeds. piano playing what the silence holds between the shelves, where every story folds into the waiting of the unread night. The midnight library holding its light. Final section shelved and lights go low. Library settling into what it knows of the midnight and its particular piece. The story's resting until morning's release. Midnight library, the door is locked, every book in place and every clock ticking through the hours until the day brings the readers back along the way. Books at rest, stories blessed, la la la, shelves complete, midnight feet, squeak squeak, da da dee, da da dee, squeak squeak, da da dee da dum, dum dum. Da da dum da dum, dum 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 dum. The bees are calm tonight. They always know the weather. Midnight beekeeper in the garden still, every hive a small and golden will of thousands working even in the dark, each bee holding its particular spark. Sallow and the hive share the same note, every vibration finding its own throat in the midnight that the bees have always known, long before the keeper or the stone. Honey taking months of midnight work, every cell a place where sweetness lurks, below the surface of the midnight hum, that the beekeeper has always come. Midnight beekeeper, listen to the hive, everything inside is still alive, working in the dark the way they do. Midnight bees have always known what's true. My grandmother kept bees, and she said, the hive is never really sleeping, even at midnight, even in winter. The cluster breathes together, 30,000 bees sharing one heartbeat, one temperature, one purpose, to keep the queen warm, to keep the colony alive. There's nothing in the human world quite like the midnight hive, except perhaps a family that loves each other. La, la, la. Frame by frame, the midnight inspection done, every cell checked carefully, one by one. The queen is laying even in the dark, the midnight hive a single beating heart, sallow playing what the bees have known since before the first wildflower was grown, that the sweetest things require the night, the long dark before the golden light, closing up the hive for the last time. Everything is well and everything is fine. The midnight bees will work until the dawn, and the keeper leaves the garden and moves on. Midnight beekeeper, the hive is well. Everything the bees have left to tell is in the honey that will come in time, from the midnight and the golden rhyme. The hive hums on, la till the dawn. Honey waits, golden gates. Clink, tink, tink, tink. Tink, tink, tink. Da 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 dee da dee da dum dum. Da dum 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 dum. 300 years of damage, and one midnight to begin again. La. Art restorer at the midnight lamp, every brush stroke delicate and damp, with the patience that 3 centuries need, every layer of damage guaranteed. Violin, the instrument of fine work that follows the original line of the artist 300 years before. Midnight restoration asking more, pigment matching color from the past, everything the centuries amassed of the dust and varnish and the time. But the restoration must climb. Midnight restoration, careful now, every brush stroke asking when and how the original was made, and what it meant before the centuries of damage went. The painting tells you what it needs, if you listen. If you are quiet enough at midnight, when the world stops adding its own noise, you can hear what was intended. 300 years ago, a hand like mine held a brush like this and made a decision about this exact inch of canvas. And my job is to find that decision and honor it without adding my own. Layer by layer, the damage lifts away everything the midnight helps to say about the painting underneath the years of the varnish and the dust and tears. Violin playing what the painting held before the century so deeply felled its colors into something dark and lost. Midnight restoration worth the cost. Setting down the brush at nearly 5, everything beneath beginning to revive the color that was always there below, starting now at midnight to reglow. Midnight restoration, first light shows everything the painting always knows about itself is surfacing again. 300 years of darkness lifted then. Color returns, da did da did did da da did did bwa da da bwa da da dum 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 dum. Signal received, loud and clear. Midnight radio operator alone. Every signal finding its way home through the static and the ocean dark. Every message carrying its spark. Morse code tapping out the midnight news of the ships at sea and what they choose to send across the water in the night. Every dot and dash a point of light. Trumpet speaking for the signal clear. Everything the midnight helps to hear. Across the waves that separate the land from the ships that need the guiding hand. Midnight signal coming loud and clear. Everything you carry I can hear through the static and the ocean wide. Midnight operator by your side. There is a particular loneliness to the midnight radio room, and a particular beauty. You are connected to everyone and alone with everyone. Simultaneously, a ship 3,000 miles away, tapping out its position, and you are the only one who hears it, who writes it down, who answers. Midnight radio, the loneliest and most connected work in the world. La 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 la. Signal logged and answer sent back clear. Everything the midnight needs to hear is carried in the dots and dashes through the ocean between me and you. Trumpet holding what the static keeps in the frequencies where no one sleeps, playing what the midnight signal says of the ships and all their ocean ways. Final message logged at nearly dawn. Everything received and carried on to the ones who needed what was sent. Midnight radio having said it's meant. Midnight signal watch is nearly done. Everything transmitted under sun will rise again and find the ones it sought. Every midnight message safely brought. La la, signal fades. La, midnight trades. Ooh, static clears, dawn appears. Psst, crackle, da-da-da. Clink, clink, clink. Pop. Inhale. Da-da-da-da-dum. Pling, da-dum, da-dum, pling. Dum, 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 dum. Top note first, then wait for the heart. La. Midnight perfumer at the organ sits, every fragrance finding where it fits in the composition she is making now. Every note a question of the how. Top notes opening like the first word said. Heart notes settling like a chapter read. Bass notes anchoring like truth below. Midnight perfume finding its plateau. Oboe playing what the fragrance means in the language working behind the scenes. seasons of the conscious nose that only knows the surface of the scent before it goes. Midnight fragrance, tell me what you are, in the language of the near and far. Notes of jasmine, cedar, rose and thyme. Every perfume is a midnight rhyme. Io-da-io, bling-da-io, bling-dum. There are 12,000 ingredients available to the perfumer, 12,000 notes in the midnight organ. And the art is not in using many, but in finding the 3 or 4 that together say the thing you are trying to say, the way a poet finds the one word that contains the whole poem. Midnight is when the nose is most honest. The fatigue of the day has cleared the palate, and the midnight nose smells only the truth. Blending now the heart and bass together, every molecule a kind of tether between the idea and its expression. Midnight perfumery, its own confession. Piano holding what the oboe sense in the music of the molecular. Every fragrance a particular kind of memory living in the mind. Setting down the dropper, blend is done. Everything composed before the sun rises on the fragrance that was made in the midnight and the lamplight and the shade. Midnight perfume, you are finished now. Everything you are, I don't know. Knitting needles clicking together. Click, click, click. Click, 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 click. Soft thud. Pling, da da, pling, click da pling. Da da dum da dum 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 dum. Row by row, everything becomes something. Midnight knitting needle, soft and slow. Every stitch another row to go toward the thing that started as a thought and becomes the warmth that cold has brought. Piano playing for the knitting hands, moving through the wool as it understands the pattern that was written on the page. Every row another turning age. Knitting is the art of one more stitch, finding its own meditative niche in the midnight that the hands have learned is the time when simple things are earned. Midnight knitting, click and click and click. Every stitch the next one coming quick and slow at once, the way that midnight does. Everything becoming what it was. Midnight knitting, everything becoming what it was. Pling da pling, click da pling dum, pling pling pling, click pling click dum. I am knitting this for someone who doesn't know yet that it is being made for them at midnight. With this particular wool that I chose because the color reminded me of their eyes. Every stitch carries something. The knitter always knows what the wool doesn't yet, and what the receiver never will. That somewhere in the midnight, someone who loved them through the dark. Row by row, bling. Midnight rose accumulating slow. The thing that started small beginning to show its shape against the lamplight on the chair. The midnight knitting taking its final form there. Piano playing what the wool becomes when the midnight and the knitting numbs. The overthinking into row by row, the simplest and most loving way to go. Last few rows and something fills the chest, the way that finishing has always blessed the maker with the knowledge of the maid. Everything the midnight knitting paid. Midnight knitting nearly at the end. Every stitch a message that I send to the one who doesn't know it yet. That midnight made them something to not forget. That midnight made them something to not forget. Last row done, almost won. Ooh, needles rest, love expressed. Click, 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 soft thud, cling, click. Tink, tink, tink. Scratch, scratch. Fui, fui da da fui da dum da dum da dum 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 dum. Every map begins with the edge of what is known. La. Midnight cartographer at the table wide. Every coastline drawn with careful pride. Mountains rising from the paper plain. Every river finding its own vein. Flute, the instrument of horizons drawn, playing what lies east of every dawn. The territories waiting to be named. The spaces that have not yet been claimed. Here be dragons on the oldest maps, acknowledging the geographical gaps in what the human world had come to know. Midnight cartographer filling in the dough. Midnight map, show me where we are, from the smallest village to the farthest star. Every line I draw is someone's way home, through the midnight and into the day. Midnight map, midnight map. Fui da fui da fui fui dum. Fui da fui da fui fui fui. The most honest maps were made by the ones who admitted what they didn't know. Here be dragons is a more truthful statement than a false coastline drawn with confidence. I love the edges of old maps, where the known world runs out of certainty, and the cartographer had the courage to say, beyond here, I don't know. At midnight, I draw my own edges, where my knowledge ends and the dragons begin. Legend in the corner taking shape, every symbol giving the landscape a language that the traveler can read. Every map a midnight planted seed. Flute playing what no map can show, the feeling of the territory below. The lines and symbols on the midnight page, the living world at every age. Final coastline drawn at nearly dawn. Everything that midnight has withdrawn from the unknown into the drawn and named. cartographer unclaimed. Midnight map, the coastline now complete. Every territory made to meet the edge of what is known and what is not. The midnight cartographer's finest plot. Midnight map. Midnight map. Map complete. Worlds to meet. Compass rests. Midnight best. Tink, tink, tink. Scratch. Scratch. Scratch.